Final for the first time since 2014.
That was a moment of silence for Catawba's sports performance director, who passed away unexpectedly after a sudden illness earlier this week. And certainly our thoughts here on Flow Sports go out to the Catawba athletic family for that untimely passing.
Just about ready for tip-off as Catawba and Lenoir-Rhyne get ready for action here today. And we take a look at the two players to watch in this contest, and we have two very good ones in this one. The South Atlantic Conference Player of the Year, Lyric Thorne, one of the leading scorers in the conference, and Blakely Crooks, who has turned her game up to a different level here in her junior campaign after averaging 7 points per game in her first 2 seasons. Thorne does it all. She takes a lot of shots, and she leads this Catawba group.
Yeah, Thorne really adept at getting to the charity stripe as well, and she knocks him down at 69%. She's a known commodity. I mean, Lyric Thorne has been doing it within the South Atlantic Conference. It feels like forever. She's one of those COVID players that's just been around. And after Shemaiah Standback and some of those all-time great Catawba players have moved on, it's Thorne's turn to take over the ropes. And it's hard to argue about 19.7 points per game and 3 straight 20-point efforts for obviously one of the better guards, not only in the South Atlantic Conference, but also within the Southeast region. And then you turn it over and you think about Blakely Crooks and what she's been capable of. Feels like it's the opposite type of thing for Lenoir-Rhyne's all-conference first-teamer. Crooks, quiet the past couple of seasons, but here in her junior campaign, she's been the breakout star for Graham Smith's team, and certainly capable. You love her efficiency from the field at 49%. You love her efficiency from the free throw line at 86%. If she can add a three-point shot at some point in her career, she only knocks them down at 23%. That's a weapon waiting to happen as she moves on in her Lenoir-Rhyne career, but has a year left. Both Graham Smith for Lenoir-Rhyne, Terrence McCutcheon for Catawba. They've got some stars at their disposal that they have for use, not only in this tournament, but both these teams are going to be in the Southeast Regional looking to make deep NCAA tournament runs.
Let's take a glance at the Catawba starting 5 today for a team that's ranked in the top 20 in both of the national polls. You see Thorne out there, but Jediah Downs can get it done, a second-team all-conference pick. McIntosh was a third-team all-league selection. She's their go-to post player when they need a bucket underneath.
I mean, so much talent for this Catawba team, and it feels like they're positionless. Yeah, you can throw out the center on McIntosh, but she's capable of doing stuff on the wing. So many weapons all over the floor for what Catawba can throw out there.
Lenoir-Rhyne on the other side will have this starting 5 today. It'll be Azaria Fields, Megan Lansadell, Hannah Stoll, Emily Harmon, and Blakely Crooks out there for Graham Smith. And this is in the Lenoir-Rhyne program that the last 3 years was about 20 games under 500. And now all of a sudden, they were one of the last remaining undefeated teams in the nation, 14-0. Since that point, 8-7, but a team after that big win over Tusculum on Wednesday night, an opportunity for a 2-time conference tournament champion to get back to the promised land and reach the the NCAA tournament for sure, and perhaps a tournament championship matchup.
All right, for Lenoir-Rhyne, you look at the Bears, and you kind of alluded to it. A struggle these past couple of years for Lenoir-Rhyne, but this is a team that is beginning to garner veteran status. Emily Harmon, who was the freshman of the year a couple of years ago, she's been around the block. She has that experience. The same true for Blakely Crooks, and it feels like things are starting to come together for Lenoir-Rhyne as a women's basketball program. For Catawba, they've been there. Indians have made multiple NCAA tournaments, but it's that SAC success, at least at the tournament level. Got the Piedmont Division Championship this year, but that tournament success has evaded them.
It's the third time these teams have met in the postseason. 2003 SAC title game. Bears won that one against the Indians, and we are underway here in the SAC semifinals. Anderson awaits the winner of this matchup. Catawba in the white jerseys. Lenoir-Rhyne in the blacks to start off this game. Man-to-man defense for Catawba.
A lot of pressure between these two teams. How tight are they going to play one another?
Stoll gets to the bucket, slips in the layup. First points of the day goes to the Bears.
All Stoll hit the Euro, feathers it in.
Zone defense for LR. That's what they had in the second matchup against Catawba, predominantly a game they won 65-64. Crooks the last to touch it. It stays down on this end of the floor. Lenoir-Rhyne went the final 3+ minutes without points in that matchup on January 25th. Catawba ended up losing the game by 1 after a 6-0 run. Down slips in the layup. She averages 13 a game this year. And she slips in her first shot of the day. We're tied at 2, 50 seconds in.
Love to see these two teams taking the ball inside early. Timmons Arena, a gym that's famous for being tough to shoot in.
Stoll getting a lot of early touches. She's been in the lane for a while. And a 3-second call right on cue. Turnover for the Bears, and it goes back to Catawba. Interesting matchup in that regard. LR turns the ball over the fewest times in the league this year, 13 times per game. Catawba forces 22 turnovers per contest. Wampler and McIntosh underneath. Not a lot of size out there for LR as McIntosh now catches baseline, hoists up the jump shot, and cans it. 47% overall shooter this season, gives Catawba its first lead.
Stoll gave her just a smidge of space, and McIntosh has enough size at 6 foot, nothing that she can hoist that up over her.
Harmon misses the three-pointer. Catawba looks to sprint before the defense gets set. Porter wants a trifecta. Harmon has the board. She's the team's leader in reboundings as the guard. Lansadell wants a trifecta. She splashes it.
Gotta love that transition offense. Get to the corner. One of the most efficient shots in basketball, an open transition corner three.
Tied for the team lead in three-pointers this season with Jalen Gathers, who comes off the bench. Three-point trigger from Thorne, her first shot of the day. Bears have the lead and the basketball. Crooks, mid-range jumper. That is a shot that she has perfected here in her junior campaign from Morganton, North Carolina. Pass just out of the reach of McIntosh. Harmon, coast to coast, finally gets shut down. Fields a baseline jump shot. That's way off. Downs the board.
Didn't go down, but LR is sharing the ball well, looking to make the extra pass and get open shots in the corners.
Fields a Mount Olive transfer. Wampler underneath. McIntosh is fouled by Crooks. And certainly something that we'll have to keep an eye on is perhaps some foul trouble. LR didn't play that many players against Tusculum on Wednesday during their 24-point win. Thorne inbounds, man-to-man defense this time, and McIntosh gets loose and puts in the layup. Both sides getting efficient and effective looks at the cup. We've played 3 minutes. LR leads it by a point here in the SAC semifinals. Anderson awaits the winner. Crooks draws a foul. This goes on Wampler. Catawba is one of the deepest teams in the region. They'll typically play about 10 to 11 different players. And Crooks goes to the free throw line. Team best 86% foul shooter. That was 5th in the conference this year. Crooks misses the second shot after making the first, so she splits a pair. LR leads by 2. And a turnover. Lansadell got the tip. She runs ahead of the field and puts it down.
Lenoir-Rhyne zone is producing some turnovers. Catawba passes inside, haven't had exactly the right recipe.
This time they go inside out. McIntosh, good post position. Left-hand shot this time off the glass.
I like the adjustment. Bounce it in there. Pretty much everything else that Catawba had entered to that point had been through the air. Put it on the bounce. Let McIntosh go to work.
McIntosh had 30 points in the two matchups this year. Bears by a deuce. Stoll on the baseline. This time she uses the right paw and sticks it in. Started her career at Coker, went to Benedict, and now at LR, and she has been a key piece to this Bears recipe. Thorne, a mid-range shot. It might have been partially tipped by Lansadell. And another run out. Crooks tracks it down in the corner. Lansadell is open. Triggers the three. Swish again. LR's made 5 of its last 6. And the Bears lead it by 7.
Hard to argue against 75% shooting and you're generating turnovers.
Harmon dumps it underneath. Who touched it last? And it was last touched by Catawba after it looked like Fields was headed the other direction. 13-4 scoring surge by the Bears to take this advantage. Crooks, teardrop, wedges in. 15-4 surge, and the top team in the conference down 9.
Now, Catawba's the team that's known for forcing teams into turnovers, but those 3 giveaways for the Indians looming awfully large right now with the Bears scorching from the field.
Mary Spry puts in the shot. That ends a 7-0 LR run. Well, this is kind of how our first game today went. Wingate took an early surge. Anderson answered right back, and in a game of scoring runs, the Trojans eventually used a second quarter to build up a big enough lead to win it. A hold coming here on Spry, and that will bring us to our first pause in play. High efficiency offense. Bears have started out shooting 78%. And at our first break, it is LR on top of Catawba in the SAC semifinals here on Flow Sports.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
You can feel it as you approach. You can feel it from the mountains, from the river, from the front porches and the bike paths, from the bats and the balls, from the main streets and the not-so-main streets. You can't help but feel that it's different here, more refreshing here, so that after a few days here, you'll feel different too. Greenville, South Carolina. Truly the breath of fresh air you've been waiting for.
We're back at Furman University with Adam Cavalier. I'm Michael Watring, our entire crew. Great to have you with us for the South Atlantic Conference Tournament. And it's Lenoir-Rhyne off to a wonderful start to this ball game. Bears have seen 3 different players score. They made 7 of the first 9. And as you highlighted at the beginning, they're getting the ball inside and they're getting good looks at the cup.
Getting good looks at the cup, but they've also found some select triples, and that's Megan Lansadell, who's drilled her only 2 attempts. Lenoir-Rhyne, very unselfish. 3 assists on 7 made baskets here in the early going.
Lead has been as many as 9 for LR. That was behind a 7-0 scoring run, and the Bears have the basketball on the baseline. Anderson awaits in the title game. And the question will be, which team gets there? Will it be LR for the first time in nearly a decade, or the first time for Catawba in the championship game in nearly 2 decades? Harmon to gather. She's into the game for the first time. 9 points per game on the season. Fields. Looking for Hudson underneath. And she has the ball poked away. DeBose races ahead of the pack. Thorne was open for a second. DeBose, she's wide open. Too strong on the trifecta. Spry has it. Hudson is laying down on her backside, and she's on the baseline. And possession will stick with Catawba. Shot clock reset back to 30, so they say that LR had full possession of that basketball for long enough. And with 4:05 to go in the opening period, Catawba shooting 50%, but 3 early turnovers has led to 4 LR points. Downs, she's been strong on the block. She's got 4 and trims it to 5.
A lot of one-on-one effort plays for Catawba here in the early going. That one all Downs.
Harmon left wide open. She misses this jump shot a little flat. Catawba another chance to put a dent into the deficit. First miss for the Bears in their last 5 shots. Ford and Thorne as they reset. DeBose in the corner, lobs, Spry gets good post position and uses it to her strength, and it's a 3-point game.
LR shaded out just a touch on DeBose. Interesting that the Bears did that. They let her shoot the 3 on the previous possession, didn't provide the help inside, and that's why Catawba gets the easy bucket at the rim.
Spry averages 5 a game. She's got 4 in the first quarter and called for the foul here. That's going to be her second personal foul. And with 3:01 to go in the first frame, Sarah McIntosh will come back off the bench for Catawba. 6-0 scoring run for the Indians. And nearly a 2-minute and 10-second drought for LR. Hudson comes to catch it. Gathers on the left wing. Fields lobs underneath. Thorne on the double. Hudson goes to work. Missed the layup, though. And here comes Catawba, having scored 6 unanswered points to trim it to 3. Ford dumps it underneath. McIntosh draws the foul. Stoll called for her first. And Sarah McIntosh heading to the free throw line.
You see on the replay, just Stoll into the arms, collapsing in from the help side.
McIntosh shoots it at 78% on the year and connects on the first. The turnaround that Catawba has had as a program, they had been ranked for 9 total weeks entering last season as a program, 18 weeks in the last 2 years. What Terrence McCutcheon has done in his 3 years, 65 wins, 17 losses for the league's coach of the year. McIntosh makes just 1. The pressure, though, set up here for Catawba, and they call a foul on Lyric Thorne, and the league's player of the year, who is yet to score, is called for her first foul. Harmon inbounds for Lenoir-Rhyne. They had to win on the road in the quarterfinals to get to this stage. Hudson goes to work and draws a foul on McIntosh. And McIntosh not happy with the whistle.
Live, I thought she built a pretty effective wall. It'd be interesting to see what the replay shows. Shuffle, shuffle, she's straight up. Maybe a little bit with the arm.
Hudson makes the first foul shot in the victory against Catawba back on January 25th. She had a dozen, made all 6 of her foul shots. Shoots it at 83% this year, and she misses this one. Ended a 7-0 run for Catawba prior to that, but it's still just a 3-point game. Catawba back with the basketball. Wampler on the baseline. Gets all the way to the block. Maybe he had a layup with 1 more dribble. Instead, Thorne a 3. Way off. She's missed all 3 of her shots. Well, Ryan leading it by 3. Harmon nearly lost it. She tracks it down. Harmon wants a 3, and she hits it from long range. 27% on the year from outside, but connects on that opportunity.
Great screen by Brandy Hudson to spring her open.
Lead back to 6. McIntosh, an elbow jump shot. That's wide right. Here comes Harmon into the front court. This is where she can be dangerous. Stoll wants a 3. McIntosh tracks down the board. And Catawba trailing it by 6. They've trailed for almost the entirety of the opening period. Ford all the way to the left block. She draws the foul. Hudson called for her first, and free throws coming up for Lauren Ford.
I think if you're Lenoir-Rhyne, you have to be pleased with the fact that you've only turned it over twice against this pressure Catawba defense. Ultimately, I think that'd be the reason why the Bears have this 6-point early lead.
They had 18 in the first meeting, 15 in the second, so all told, they've been able to handle the pressure pretty well. Ford misses the opening foul shot, 69% foul shooter. One more coming up for Lauren Ford after the dribble drive. This one's too strong. McIntosh tips it to herself and puts it in.
Great position by McIntosh. Down low, shedding her defender as well.
1 minute to go in the opening period. Fields gets to the lane and drops in a teardrop. Nobody ever stopped her. Lenoir-Rhyne shooting it at above 60%. Wampler wants a trifecta. That's short. Offensive rebound, McIntosh. She draws another foul, and more free throws coming up for the Indians.
It can be really difficult to rebound out of the zone if you don't play it often, and I think that's on display right here. McIntosh just sneaking around bodies to get boards. I mean, she gets away from both Harmon and Hudson, just standing around in the area.
McIntosh is 4 out of 5 from the field. The rest of the group 4 out of 11. So far in the game, she has 9 of the team's 17. And an opportunity for her 17th double-digit scoring effort of the year. And does so with the first foul shot. Lenoir-Rhyne has led by as many as 9. Down to 5 here in the final 40 seconds. Second foul shot goes out. Downs spikes it out of play. Actually works out for Catawba because they can set up their full court press.
Haven't seen them get to utilize it a ton.
Gathers to inbound. Throws it to the middle of the floor. It's poked away and picked up by Janiyah Foskey. So Downs' deflection leads to a bonus possession off of the turnover.
No more 2-for-1 chance, so take your time here.
Lenoir-Rhyne committed to this 2-3 zone. 10 on the shot clock. Downs. Wampler sweeps to the lane. Offensive foul is called.
We get a second look. A little movement, but outside the restricted circle.
She was outside of the restricted circle. Talking to the officials earlier today, they said that coaches can appeal if they want on that restricted area situation, but it looked closer in real time than it was. Crooks was outside of that area. 6 on the clock. Gathers to the front court. Feeds it underneath. Crooks has it swatted away by Ford. She leads the teams in swats. That's number 24. 3 seconds on the game clock.
What anticipation coming from the backside and sending it into our camera operator, Max, down there.
Ford gets a steal. Catawba will not get the shot off in time as Foskey throws it over the top of the rim. Some momentum building for Catawba, but Lenoir-Rhyne shoots 60% in the opening 10 minutes, and it is the Bears on top by 5 after a period here in the SAC semifinals. You're watching the South Atlantic Conference Tournament on Flow Sports.
This is Catawba College, where you can feel at home for the next 4 years. This is where your tomorrow takes shape.
If you want to transform into the person you have the potential to be,
if you aspire to inspire the world around you and others,
if you want to discover a sense of belonging and make it what you want, there's a place for you here. Catawba College is waiting. Are you ready?
Ten minutes in the books of our second South Atlantic Conference Tournament semifinal matchup of the day. 2 on the women's side, 2 on the men's side. And Lenoir-Rhyne goes 9 of 15 from the floor after the opening 10 minutes. They get 8 points from Megan Lansdale. And it's a 5-point advantage for the Bears. Game number 3, the rubber matchup of the year between these clubs. And they could potentially see each other in the NCAA tournament. Catawba, the number 1 team in the region. LR is the number 4 team entering this week. Downs misses the teardrop. Harmon another rebound. Crooks, team's leading scorer, passes out. LR's offense has looked really good here at the outset of this game. And it's great to have you with us for today's action. Andrew Rogers on the sidelines, Adam Cavalier next to me, and I'm Michael Watray. Turnover, Porter takes it away. Thorne has yet to score, the league's second leading scorer. Downs a 3! Perfect from outside, her 7th point of the day.
Just a look what I found, triple Downs trailing the play. Catawba hits the trailer.
Shoots it at 39% this year, one of the better shooters on the team. Harmon finagles that one up and under with a right hand.
Great crossover to create separation on Nala Baker and then get north-south the bucket.
Foskey underneath. Missed the first 11 games of the season, but she's come on of late. Puts that shot in, and it's a 2-point game. Lenoir-Rhyne has led for a large chunk of time. Bears looking to keep this offense rolling. Gathers, leads the team in threes, and she hits another.
Lenoir-Rhyne doing work, using screens to get players open on the perimeter. Stole the screen that got her open.
Porter wants a 3 from the corner. Catawba settling for some outside jumpers.
And non-rhythm outside jumpers.
Crooks gets open, and she lets a defender slip out. Crooks a layup. It's to a 7-point lead for the Bears. Wide open in the corner. Baker wants a 3. Hits the rim again. 1 and done for Catawba. Gathers, draws the foul. They're going to call it on the floor, so no free throws coming. Terrence McCutcheon brings McIntosh and DeBose back in. Well, this has been a tough game for Lyric Thorne, 0 of 3, and it's going to be tough for LR to score enough points to advance to a title game if she doesn't get going. Stoll goes to work. McIntosh holds the high hand up, gets the block, and she rips it away from Stoll. Good strength by McIntosh. They got 5-on-4. Stoll's down behind the play. She now enters the fray, and she's able to get back in time to cover. Thorne in the left corner. Dribbles to lane. She gets swatted. Hannah Stoll with a rejection. Crooks a fall away shot. Misses it. Catawba has won 10 in a row. Their last loss to Lenoir-Rhyne on January 25th, 38 days ago. And they're in a 7-point hole here in the South Atlantic Conference semifinals. Downs with 6 on the shot clock. Not a lot of movement here. Has to force it up, and it works. Downs and McIntosh have 19 of the team's 25. Just hasn't been able to pull it far enough away from Catawba. Fields loses it off of her leg, and a turnover for LR, their 5th.
Catawba probably has to be pretty pleased that it's only down 5. LR shooting 60%. That's going to be tough to maintain over the course of the game. When does that lull happen? And can Catawba take advantage when it does?
Lenoir-Rhyne hasn't missed more than 2 shots in a row at any point in this game. They have missed their last 2. 5-point game. Catawba basketball. Thorne get going here. The conference's player of the year has not scored yet. Number 33 in white. McIntosh is wide open. Everybody left her, and she draws a foul on Lansdale. Well, the zone defense for LR that had been so stingy and tight, everybody ran away from McIntosh, and she was shocked by how open she was.
I definitely think she was. She paused and took that dribble in. I had so much space around. It was like every LR player at the base of the zone decided, hey, it's our turn to help and find a cutter. No cutters coming. McIntosh wide open.
I think they need a new basketball. That's why the pause in play. I don't know. Perhaps there's a little bit of air falling out.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't quite get up to the hip. That's your typical test.
That's barely making it above the knee.
So what I'm hearing is that when the ball went underneath, after Fields hit it, it went underneath the bleachers, these de facto bleachers underneath the right-hand side of the floor. They picked up the wrong basketball. And they needed to grab a different one. I don't know if I've ever seen a situation like that. Amazing that there was even another ball under there.
Makes me wonder, was it a men's ball? I mean, how are you going to tell the difference between those guys outside of it being a men's ball?
And McIntosh gets a new basketball and makes this foul shot. She's lived at the line. These are attempts 5 and 6 for the senior from Pinehurst, North Carolina. Second free throw up and good. She's got a dozen in this game. 3-point contest. Lenoir-Rhyne dealing with this pressure of Catawba. Harmon starts, stops. She's already hit one from out there and connects again. Harmon with 8 and stretches it back to 6.
Non-rhythm, step back, probably not the shot that you want to take, but hey, when they go down, probably not going to carry.
She's had some major scoring efforts in her career, 40-plus in a game last year. Here's a deflection from Lansdale. She hasn't been very aggressive. This time she does pull the trigger on a 3 and drains it. Thorne makes it at 30% on the year. 68th three-pointer of the season, top 5 in the league. Down to a 3-point game. Catawba hasn't been able to get over the hump, but now a steal. Thorne breaks ahead of the pack, has 2 defenders on her backside, misses the layup. Lansdale might have gotten a piece. Harmon the other way, she's left open, leaves the shot short. DeBose has the ball and a foul is whistled. Helter-skelter we go, but sizzling shooting from Lenoir-Rhyne is the reason why the Bears are on top, 33-30. Step out for a break. Which team gets the upper hand going into the locker room? 3-point game in the SAC semifinals here on Flow Sports.
Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Excellence, integrity, care, curiosity. These are the values that define who we are. A community of thinkers, competitors, and achievers passionately pursuing the path of a purpose-driven life. because at Lenoir-Rhyne University, we are called to greatness. We are LR.
Lenoir-Rhyne has led for all but 32 seconds of this basketball game, and the Bears looking to return to a title game for the first time since 2014, have a 3-point lead. Catawba, the team with the best overall record this year in the South Atlantic Conference, has the basketball down 3. Their lone lead of the day came at 4-2, 90 seconds in. Zone defense persists here for LR. With our entire crew, Andrew Rogers on the sideline, Adam Cavalier analyzing this game, and Michael Watring. Great to have you on board. Thorne on the left wing. 8 on the shot clock. Into the possession again. 4 on the shot clock. DeBose has to hoist. Use the ball fake. Halfway down and out. Offensive rebound down. Catawba has 7 second chance points already. Thorne with a good cut. Offensive foul. Stoll stepped in. Thorne is called for her second personal foul. Well, that's Blakely Crooks. Or no, check that, Stoll stepping in. She's really a glue player for this team. Can do everything, and Thorne has to take a spot on the bench with 4:11 to go here in the second.
Catawba's rebounding. They didn't get the second chance points there, but that's helping seesaw things in spite of Lenoir-Rhyne shooting the better percentage. Catawba's taken 4 more shots than the Bears. A few more extra possessions hidden in here for the Indians.
Right baseline, Crooks misses the shot. Offensive rebound and a second chance put back by Stoll. Right on cue, Cav. You're talking about how great Catawba is on rebounding.
0 crash that time. 0 crash.
5-point game. Ford loose. They go right back inside. Ford didn't have the position, and she commits the foul as Crooks hits the deck. Blakely Crooks 7 points early. She gets the steal there. It's turnover number 6 for Catawba. They haven't really been able to play their game. No fast break points so far for an Indian group that lives off of those kind of play.
They're at least getting the ball to the basket, though. 7 for 10 on layups.
Stoll a jump shot from the baseline. McIntosh clears her 5th board. Good post position. McIntosh draws the foul. Doesn't make the layup. She does so well at that rim run and then burying an offender underneath the cup.
Who does Lenoir-Rhyne have size-wise that really matches up with her? I mean, she buries Crooks on that play.
It's an LR team that doesn't have that great vertical size. Hudson comes off the bench at 5'10", the senior from Chicago. McIntosh makes the first. She's got 13. Her season high is 26. Another fine performance for McIntosh. She's shooting the basketball at nearly 70% against LR this year. Misses the second foul shot, though. And we get a whistle and a foul. Ford giving chase after it. That time a crash to the glass, and a foul is whistled on Stoll. Her second.
They've got some foul trouble to manage between Crooks, Hudson, and now Stoll. Graham Smith has 3 in foul trouble. Terrence McCutcheon has to work through Wampler, Spry, and Thorne. There's some game management here that these two have to handle here down the stretch run in the first half.
Hudson's back on the floor with those 2 fouls. Downs missed the layup. Wampler a putback, too strong. Ford tracks it down. Offensive rebound number 7 and 8 on this trip.
Keep in mind, Lenoir-Rhyne, the one that I jinxed, that's their only offensive board.
Downs, good ball fake. She gets loose. Too strong on the shot. Another offensive board and a foul whistled. That's putting LR over the limit, and free throws coming up here for Catawba. Harmon is called for it. It's her first.
4 chances on this possession. Shots haven't exactly looked comfortable for Catawba, but I wonder if how much the zone that LR is playing is hampering these rebounding efforts.
Catawba has missed now 5 shots in a row and 8 of the last 10. Ford makes the foul shot to trim the margin down to 3. Lenoir-Rhyne just hasn't been able to pull away in this one. Second foul shot too strong. McIntosh deflects. Lansdale tracks it down.
Through all these shooting issues, Lenoir-Rhyne scoring on about half of their possessions. Catawba's at 48% because of the offensive rebound.
McIntosh grabs the rebound after Fields misses the jumper, and Catawba has a chance to tie with a 3. Thorne is back at the scorer's table with those 2 fouls. Downs is left open. She wants to tie and gets it. Janiyah Downs with a dozen, and we're tied at 35.
For Lenoir-Rhyne, that's an infuriating moment. You had Catawba 2.5 minutes without a bucket, and the result isn't you building the lead, it's you being tied.
Fields, Hudson forces the shot up. She's had some great games in her career. Hudson with 3 points now, puts LR back ahead. Under 2 minutes to play before the break. Wampler around a screen. Dumps it underneath. Good baseline pass. Downs sticks it. She has 14. Downs and McIntosh carrying Catawba.
Catawba's posts are really working the baseline well, finding soft spots against Lenoir-Rhyne zone and punishing at the bucket.
22 points in the paint for Catawba. Gathers. Could have called a foul there. They don't. Gathers misses the teardrop. And Catawba has a chance to take its first lead since it was 4-2 with 8:38 to go in the first.
Difference maker right now rebounding. Indians are +10 on the glass.
Thorne goes back to the bench. Terrence McCutcheon won't chance her picking up a 3rd foul. With this unit on the floor closing the half strong. Three on the shot clock. Porter with 1. Doesn't get it off in time.
Whether she got it off or not, it wasn't a clean look. The air ball, it's going to be Lenoir-Rhyne ball either way. Good defensive possession there by the Bears. That's what the zone can do when it works. Make you pass back and forth and take something ugly at the horn.
Well, now Thorne will come off the bench to come into the game. And Blakely Crooks is doing so as well. A pair of players with 2 personal fouls. Catawba has scored 7 of the game's last 9 points. Go into the locker room tied. But one of these teams get the upper hand. The winner gets Anderson tomorrow in the title game. Both of these teams should be comfortably in the NCAA tournament. But another trophy on the line. 10 on the shot clock. Crooks catches. And an illegal screen set. It's on Hudson, and that's her 3rd.
Graham Smith certainly not happy with the adjudication, and Catawba's bench can't believe the call.
And Catawba uses a timeout here with 14 seconds to go in the first half. And the coaches will talk things over here. How about this game, though? Lenoir-Rhyne, led by 9, seemed to be in control for a good chunk of this. They've led for nearly 17 minutes of the first 20. But Catawba has the ball with a chance to go ahead here in the waning seconds.
Well, what did I say earlier? At some point, Lenoir-Rhyne was going to come back to reality. Tough to shoot 60+% for the length of the game. And from about the 7-minute mark of the second quarter here on, Bears have made 3 of their last 9 shots. Not terrible, but just enough of a dip. And with Catawba really hitting the glass the way that the Indians are, that's been what's pushed them back even.
Catawba a chance for its first lead since the first 90 seconds. Thorne puts it up, puts it down. Catawba leads at halftime. The Indians close on a 9-2 run and the league's leading scorer. Second leading scorer, Lyric Thorne, after a frustrating day, puts Catawba ahead at halftime, 39-37. Good dribble penetration, the discard of Gathers, and the layup goes through right in the waning seconds. That allows Catawba to take this 39-37 lead at the break. And Andrew Rogers standing by with Terrence McCutcheon right now for this conversation on his thoughts.
Thanks, Michael, here with head coach Terrence McCutcheon. Coach, Lenoir-Rhyne shot a high percentage in that first half, making a little bit of a run there late, hit that late bucket to take the lead. What impressed you the most about that first half?
Just our teams and just being resilient. You know, we know this is going to be a tight game. We're playing a really good team. Emotionally, we have to be resilient as well. Don't get too high, get too low. They came out and hit some shots early, making them. We just got to believe in what we're doing. I'm happy the team just stuck with it and we're able to get back in this game.
The second half, what's key to getting to the championship game?
We just have to continue doing what we do. You know, I would like for us to get a little more pressure in our full court press. We haven't been able to do that, but you have to give a little credit to LR for keeping us out of it. But boxing out and rebounding, taking away some of those drives, I think we'll be fine.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Andrew. That's Andrew Rogers with Terrence McCutcheon with the score here at halftime, showing Catawba, the team with the best record in the South Atlantic Conference this season, leading it by 2 at the break, despite leading for a grand total of 35 seconds in the first half. We'll look at the highlights and the bracket when we come back here to Timmons Arena. In a moment, Catawba leads by 2 at halftime on Flow Sports.
At Anderson University, we are on a journey, one that seeks to find the purpose for which God created each and every one of us. So we search, we grow, we dive in, and with a close-knit community, small class sizes, accomplished and supportive faculty, and a spirit that believes that together we can accomplish big things, the person we are striving to become doesn't feel so far away. So we push, we dream, we dig deeper, until our journey finds us as teachers, artists, writers, athletes, engineers, nurses, and friends. And while we're at it, we just might change the world. Anderson University, knowledge for your journey.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
So what happens now? Your response in the heat of the moment is the only thing you totally control, and we have an experiment for you to try. Simply stated, just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Your child's sporting memory should be about how you helped inspire and not about how you caused embarrassment.
Welcome you back to Timmons Arena, where it is Catawba taking a late lead, 39-37, here at halftime. Back here to Furman University as we get ready to take a look at the first half highlights in this one. Catawba led for 35 seconds of the entire opening half. They were able to stick within striking distance and eventually overcome that to get back into the game and eventually take the lead, but LR was shooting the ball very well early.
Yeah, LR had the hot hand from the outset, knocked down 60% of their shots in the first quarter. It's buckets like that. Emily Harmon sticking in from the head of the key to get things rolling for LR. Very efficient from beyond the arc for the Bears, shooting 5 of 8. Sarah McIntosh really went to work for the Indians, 13 first half points, and did it in a manner of ways. Shots from the stripe, shots from down low, but really things that you really saw on display. Catawba's rebounding. That was probably the most consistent element of the first half, and the Indians' willingness to get the ball inside against Lenoir-Rhyne zone, not settling for jump shot after jump shot. Put the ball to the teeth of that zone, take it inside, and go to work. And it's paid off for Catawba. Hit some threes, especially with downs there late. But overall, the seesaw definitely in the Indians' favor after Lenoir-Rhyne cooled off a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if Harmon and Crooks can get going. Lansdale as well. Lansdale really quiet after that opening quarter, if they can get going in the second half.
Well, LR did a nice job on Lyric Thorne, 2 of 7 shooting. Absolutely. For the league's second best scorer. But it was Janiah Downs and Sarah McIntosh combining for 27 points and 10 of 15 shooting in the opening 20 minutes. And the reason why, it is Catawba on top, 39-37, and the Indians looking for their first tournament final appearance since 2004. Step out for a break. When we come back, we'll break down the bracket and get you set for second half action. It's Catawba leading Lenoir-Rhyne 39-37 here at halftime on Flow Sports.
The NCAA sponsors 90 national championships each year, none of which could happen without officials. There is an urgent need for sports officials across the country, as they are retiring 4 times faster than they are coming in, leaving shortages at all levels of sport. The NCAA recognizes the importance of officiating on the student-athlete experience and is dedicated to the recruitment and retention of new officials for all sports. There are many great reasons to become an official. Stay in shape and get paid to do so. Meet new people and build relationships within a tight-knit community. Give back to the sport you love by creating a fair atmosphere and upholding the integrity of the game. Say yes to officiating. Visit ncaa.org/say yes to officiating for more information on how to get started.
We're at halftime here at Simmons Arena, where it is Catawba leading Lenoir-Rhyne 39-37 at the break. Let's take a look at the bracket on the women's side and see how things have shaken out so far. Earlier today, Anderson led by as many as 22, and they take down Wingate 87-75, the number 4 seed in the Piedmont, after taking down the Mountain Division champs Carson-Newman on the road. They win by double figures against Wingate, and they are back in the tournament championship game for the 4th time in the last 5 years. And they will get the winner of this game that sees Catawba leading it 39-37 at the break, despite the fact that LR led for 16 and a half minutes of the opening 20 minutes of play. When we come back, we'll hear from Coach Graham Smith and get ready for second half action. Indians lead it by 2 at the break, and we're back to Timmins Arena with more in a moment here on Flow Sports.
You can feel it as you approach. You can feel it from the mountains, from the river, from the front porches and the bike paths, from the bats and the balls, from the main streets and the not-so-main streets. You can't help but feel that it's different here, more refreshing here, so that after a few days here, you'll feel different too. Greenville, South Carolina. Truly the breath of fresh air you've been waiting for.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Coach. I think offensively we're playing great basketball right now. We're playing free, we're playing loose. We're doing what we're doing, we do it really well. Getting out and running in transition, trying to get easy baskets. And if we don't have an advantage, just trying to pull it out and execute.
Well, it takes with a victory. Catawba got some more momentum. How do you kind of right the ship again here in the third?
Yeah, we got to come out. We got to punch first. We got to come out with some more energy. And it starts on defense. We got to focus on getting stops, defending without fouling, and then rebounding the basketball.
Best of luck second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's Coach Graham Smith with his halftime thoughts. His team led for 16 and a half minutes of the opening half of basketball, and it's a reason why his team is in this game. But over 20 minutes of basketball, you shoot 54%, 5 of 8 from long range. You expect to be on top, and LR just could never pull far enough away to feel comfortable against Catawba. The Indians grinded out. They closed the first half by scoring 16 of the final 23 points, and that's why they lead here at halftime. Interesting second half coming up. Feels like Catawba has the momentum, but LR, a team that's scuffled here down the stretch, 7 of the last 15. We'll see how they perform here in half number 2 of this semifinal.
It really is. This is a game where you have to. I'm not a fan of huge fan of analytics, but this is a game where analytics really tell the tale on points, possession, and your scoring percentage. You look at the box score and think, is Catawba winning this game? But it's because the Indians have scored on 53% of their possessions, more than a point of possession. Lenoir-Rhyne, a skosh above 1.00008 points per possession. Well, they score 47% by the time they touch the basket. There's your difference.
And Catawba's been to the free throw line 8 more times in the game. Start off half number 2. Anderson awaits in the championship game tomorrow at 1. Sends it off the field. Harmon hit a couple from outside and connects on her first attempt of half number 2. And she's the first bear to double figures. 11 for the 3-time all-conference pick.
Lenoir-Rhyne has been really intelligent about its three-point shot selection. Not jacking them up, looking for open corner or transition three.
Traveling violation, whistle on downs. 8th turnover for Catawba. LR team that forces a boatload of turnovers just like Catawba. Lansdale. This is the great pitch. Going the board. Indians look to sprint. Waddler thought about a trifecta. Downs on this sideline. Wastes up a 3-pointer. It's wide left. Lansdale has the board. 1 and done this time. You know that part of the conversation from Graham Smith. Got to rebound the basketball. Brooks flings one up and puts it in. 9 now for the first team all-league selection. LR by 3. Come out and score the first 5 of half number 2.
They're packing it in the paint now.
Porter answers that with a long-distance dedication. Tied at 42. 4th time we've been tied in this game. Clock winding down to 10. Lansdale pulls the trigger on a deep 2, wide right. Thorne has numbers. Thomas sets up the offense. Porter, who just hit one from outside, leaves it underneath. McIntosh, blocking foul, whistled on Stoll. Her 3rd personal foul, and McIntosh going back to the line.
Well, McIntosh just buried Stoll. She was so far underneath the basket. Really didn't have a prayer of defending that. Almost too deep for McIntosh to have a shot at putting it in.
Sarah McIntosh has rung the bell. She's got 13 points. 2 free throws coming up. This is the first one a tad strong. McIntosh in double figures for a 3rd game in a row.
I mentioned earlier that Catawba's gotten to the line a bunch more than Lenoir-Rhyne, but they haven't made the shot. 6 of 13 at the strike.
McIntosh, 5 out of 9. Does make the second one, puts Catawba back on top by just a point with 7:50 to go in the 3rd. Fields the basketball, looks it forward, Harmon, 3-on-1. Brooks missed the layup. No foul whistle. Stoll can't put it in. Wampler the rebound. LR wanted a whistle. They didn't get it. Thorne. Pass goes right to McIntosh. He wants the ball back. Her eyes are wide open. And she's the last one to touch it as she hits the deck. Stoll came over. Could have been her 4th. Instead, defense without fouling.
Yeah, went straight up. Ideal situation for Stoll. Off the help side zone.
43-42. Catawba On top by just one. The back and forth ball game. Fields. Harmon uses the head fake. Teardrop doesn't go. Wampler the board. Catawba a chance to extend the margin. Their largest lead of the day has been 2. Thorne is left open. Halfway down and out. And Siddell secures the glass. Catawba's won 10 in a row. 12th longest winning streak in the country. Actually 11th now that Wingate is lost. Crooks. Right hand hook shot. This one's wide left. Wampler the board. One and done for LR. They have just 2 offensive rebounds all game. McIntosh flashes and then finds her assistant coach on Lynch.
There's one thing about Catawba's turnovers. It's 9 now. They've been that variety. A dead ball, chuck it out of bounds, steps. And Lenoir-Rhyne hasn't been able to get up and down in transition to take advantage. Bears with 6 points off turnovers. Catawba doubling up in that regard.
Those who missed 5 consecutive shots. Haven't scored in the last 3 minutes. Fields left open. Misses another shot. 6 straight misses. But Catawba hasn't been able to push this thing out.
You and I are in the same brainwave, Michael. This is a perfect opportunity for the Indians. They haven't made a shot from the field in 2.5 minutes. Got the one McIntosh free throw, and that's it.
LR started 12 of 18 since they're 5 of 19. McIntosh goes to work and puts it in. Largest lead of the day for the Indians. 3-point margin, 45-42.
Stoll slipped away from her, anticipating her to pass. Nobody there. McIntosh has the wide open look at the bucket as a result.
Stoll, not normally aggressive offensively, but this time she draws the second personal on McIntosh. LR this season, #1 in the league in free throws made. They shoot a lot of foul shots, but they've attempted just 4 in the game so far. McIntosh is going to get a breather. Great game for her. Closing in on a double-double. Spry and Ford. A different look on the interior for Catawba. We're coming up here for Hannah Stoll, 81% foul shooter on the season. X on the second, back down to 1. 45-44, 5:17 to go here in the SAC semifinals. A screen from Spry. The league's second leading scorers found issues scoring the quarter. Ford an offensive rebound and a foul whistled to send us to break. Offensive rebound number 10 for Catawba. The Indians getting the job done on the glass. They lead by 1. Back and forth we go in the semis. Stick with us. More basketball coming your way here in a moment from Greenville, South Carolina.
Sure, we've been around a while. 171 years to be exact. Founded on the banks of a creek. This creek, Mossy Creek. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus. Within this community, we are found here and here and here and here and also here in the classroom, on the field. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are. We are family on a journey of discovery.
I found my passion. I found my calling.
I found family.
I found a way to lead. I found a place to call my own.
I found purpose.
There's something for everyone.
We are.
We are.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Catawba leads Lenoir-Rhyne 45-44. Take a look at that last sequence. And a foul was whistled underneath. It's Thorne to inbound the ball for Catawba to start off play again here in third. Thorne sprinting into the lane, forcing a shot up and in with the right claw. 7 for Thorne, 20 points per game. She leads the team in nearly every stat other than blocks.
That's just the player of the year taking over. Strong take inside by Lyric Thorne.
That's what's scary for LR. She has just 7, averaging 20. And you're down by 3 now. Harmon, Hudson. Spry got a piece and they call a foul. Spry thought it was clean. Instead, it's her third.
Now, Lenoir-Rhyne not scoring right now. Bears are just 2 of 9 from the field. That's smart. Just get inside, try to get some contact, get to the line, and make some hay at the stripe.
Hudson's been good at the free throw line for the season, 83%, and makes the first. Andy Hudson with 4. Marching back down to a deuce at 47-45.
This is a Bear drought. 4 minutes, 26 seconds without a field goal. But Catawba has not been able to utilize it and pull away. Much like the Bears in the first half were unable to pull away when they were shooting 60% from the field because Catawba was getting on the glass. Kind of the inverse here. Chance for Catawba to create some separation. Indians haven't done so.
LR is led by as many as 9. Catawba by as many as 3.
LR's adjusted. They're expanding the zone out to the perimeter now.
Thorne left open for a glimmer. Sprints to the baseline and banks in the shot. She has scored 4 in a row for Catawba. Lansdale is down on the left wing. She got rolled up on. It certainly looks like it's the left ankle of Lansdale, who came out firing 8 points in the first quarter. She is down. Take another look at it. Yep, I think she stepped on the foot of her own teammate Bella Sims. She was going up for the contest. Lansdale averages 23 minutes per game, leads the team in 3-point shots, leads the league in assist to turnover ratio. Certainly hope that she can get up, walk off under her own power. Scored 4 in a row. Still looking at her. Now she will get to her feet. Lansdale is up. She will not be able to walk off under her own power. Will actually be carried off of her coach and trainer. Lansdale out. That's a big sharpshooter to have off the floor. Hope that she'll be all right. And can continue because Snell, our team, bound for the NCAA tournament. Still plenty of basketball left in the year. Catawba has matched its largest lead of the day. LR looking for its first field goal in the last 5 minutes. Front court comes Fields. Fields works left. To the left wing, circles back. Harmon underneath for Hudson. Hudson, right hand layup, too strong. Rebound Wampler. Here comes Catawba leading by 3. Indians have won 3 conference tournament championships. Won since 2004. Wampler gives it away. Fast break opportunity. Fields to the middle of the lane. Hoists up the shot, and that is the first made field goal in 5.5 minutes. It's a 1-point game. Porter short on the 3. Harmon has the board. LR a chance to regain the lead. Crooks draws the foul. She's heading to the free throw line. This is an 86% foul shooter. And she has attempted nearly 100 foul shots this year. Has a chance to give her team the lead back.
Just a little tap there. 2 for Lauren Ford. Wasn't much. Looked like she got it on the elbow going by.
His first foul shot short. Rare miss for her at the free throw line. Be a high volume foul shooter. 15 attempts the last 2 games. This one's too strong. And the rebound poked over to Ford, so Catawba holds on to the lead. Browns front court. 49-48. Catawba on top of the basketball. Anderson awaits in the final tomorrow. Thorne sprints right, gets the lane, teardrop up, too strong, and a blocking foul whistle on Crooks. And that is Blakely Crooks' 3rd personal foul.
All right, if you're Graham Smith, how do you manage this? You got Hudson with 3. You got Crooks with 3 after she was set up inside the restricted circle.
Thorne sinks the first foul shot. Just a 69% free throw shooter this year.
And don't forget about Stoll with 3 either for the Bears.
Second one from Thorne. That goes down. She's got 6 in the second half. Gets the lead back to 3. 51-48. 2:33 to play in the third.
Michael, I want you to think about it. 5.5 minutes without a field goal for the Bears. Yeah, they got to the line some. Catawba could only get the lead out to 3 through that drought. Prime opportunity for the Bears to find some hay if they can find their offensive footing.
Catawba led by just 2 at halftime. 3 right now. Harmon thought about tying it. Instead, draws the foul as she gets to the lane. Well, now the foul shot's starting to add up. Whistle goes on Porter, just her 2nd. And Harmon back to the charity stripe. 85% foul shooter. Well, in the January 25th meeting, she missed 2 free throws in the final seconds. That gave Catawba a chance to win the game. The Indians were unable to get a shot to win it. Harmon to try to make it a 1-point game. Does so. Silky smooth at the stripe, 51-50. 2:17 to go in the third. Ford. Browns on the right wing. Browns has been quiet in the second half. Ford, a good cut to the block and puts in the layup. Back to 3.
What a pass by Downs. Draws 2 defenders in the zone and finds the cutter.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third. 53-50 Catawba. Harmon slices to the right side of the lane. Misses the layup, a tad strong. Catawba a chance to get their largest margin of the day. Thorne. Shooting a jump shot, instead gives it to Downs. McIntosh in the lane. And a whistle in 3 seconds. And McIntosh is in there. She knew that the whistle would come momentarily, and she just couldn't get out fast enough. Thorne will get a breather in the final 1:20 of the third. Catawba leads it by 3. This has been the day here at Furman University. Team seemingly in control, just hasn't been able to get a big enough lead. Graham Smith calls for time with 1:15 to go in the third period, and it brings us to a pause in play. Stretch run coming in the third period. Catawba leads by 3 here on Flow Sports.
Your professors will know you, and you will meet students from all over the world.
You can do cutting-edge research.
You'll have fun.
And best of all, you can afford it.
We offer associate's, bachelor's, and master's degrees and more than 60 majors and minors within a caring Christian environment. Hi, I'm Dr. Scott Hummel, the president of Tusculum University, and I invite you to become a pioneer, a member of the Tusculum family.
It's just a little scrape.
What if you let go of fear?
Let's get back on the bike.
Let go of doubt. Live for the now. Follow your passions. Challenge your thinking. Learn something new. Whether that's in the classroom, on the field, or in your service to others. At Wingate, you can explore close to 40 majors. Get the faculty support you need to thrive with an average class size of less than 25. Experiment, engage, push harder, and turn your enthusiasm for learning into the power to make a difference.
Catawba leads by 3. 1:15 to go in the third. Indians have won 10 consecutive games. The Bears are one of 4 teams to beat Catawba this year. Indians have won 25 games this year. 53-15. It's Lenoir-Rhyne ball out of the timeout. Fields uses the screens. Stoll pops out. Stoll thought about a 3. Hudson on the block. Can't get it to her. Now lobs. Hudson cross court. Gathers draws a foul. Even Gathers to the free throw line. 4% foul shooter. She's been really good against Catawba this year. 33 points in the first 2 matchups. 3 points today, but aggressive on that tape.
Again, the smart decision for Lenoir-Rhyne. You're not making shots right now, just 3 of 12 in the period. But it hasn't mattered because you've gotten to the free throw line 8 times now, 9 and 10 times this period, and you're making them.
7 of 9 now in the period for Lenoir-Rhyne. Gathers sinks the foul shot. It's down to 2 with 56.5 seconds to play in the third. Anderson away to the title game. That's tomorrow at 1 o'clock here on this floor. Gathers rattles in the second. It's a 2-point game. We have not seen a spread of larger than 3 since it was a 4-point game, 35-31 in the second quarter. Wampler left wing. Shot clock at 10. Baseline pass forward. Ford dribbles in, missed the opening attempt, and then taps it out of play. And Lenoir-Rhyne an opportunity to regain the lead with a shot clock off in the third. Bears took a quick lead with 5 straight out of the locker room at 42-39. Haven't led since. 1-point game, 20 seconds left. Lenoir-Rhyne has struggled from the field. 3 of 12 here in the period. They're 6 of their last 22. 8.8 to play. DeVos tips it out to play. Harmon, Fields. He's right. Bounces it, Harmon right wing. 4 and 3. Fields has to put up a 3. That's wide right. And it is going to be Catawba taking the lead into the fourth. A 1-point game here in the semifinals. Who will Anderson play? We're going to find out. Fourth quarter coming your way right around the corner here on Close Court.
If you aspire to inspire the world around you and others, if you want to discover a sense of belonging and make it what you want, there's a place for you here. Catawba College is waiting. Are you ready?
Excellence, integrity, care, curiosity. These are the values that define who we are. A community of thinkers, competitors, and achievers passionately pursuing the path of a purpose-driven life. Because at Lenoir-Rhyne University, we are called to greatness. We are LR.
lead changes, 4 ties in the South Atlantic Conference semifinals. These teams have played tight ones in the conference tournament. They first met in league tournament action in the 2001 semifinal. Top-seeded Catawba won 65-61 over 5th-seeded Lenoir-Rhyne. And in the 2003 SAC championship matchup, it was 3rd-seeded Lenoir-Rhyne 77 and top-seeded Catawba 75 as the Bears won their first of 2 tournament championships. It's another tight one. We haven't seen a differential of larger than 3 since it was a 4-point game with about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Back with Andrew Rogers and Adam Cavalier, Michael Watching, and our entire crew watching this one with you. Great to have you on board.
And Lenoir-Rhyne's done a much better job of keeping Catawba off the offensive glass here in the second half. Just 2 second chance points to speak of for the Indians. They had 10 in the first half in negating LR's hot shooting early.
We're getting a lot of minutes in the second half. Thorne is left wide open for 3. Way off, way too strong. He only banked it in. Comes to get it again. McIntosh, Wampler gets the lane. Scored pass, Downs wants a 3. Short iron. Another second chance opportunity. That offensive rebounding right back into form. Downs has it deflect off of her hand. Out of bounds, and a turnover for Catawba. Number 12 for the Indians. They've only forced 7 for a team that forces 22, and they get 12 steals per game. They only have 4 in this game. 1-point lead. LR looking for its first lead in 10 minutes. Underneath it goes Hudson. Out to Stoll. Sprints right. Fields. To left crossover. Fields dribbles to the baseline. Good work by Thorne getting her hands in there. The jump ball, however, stays at this end of the floor for LR, and they have 4 seconds on the shot clock.
That was just elite work by Lyric Thorne to get her hands in there. At least you get the arrow back.
Stoll right off the inbound, swishes the jump shot, and for the first time in nearly 10 game minutes, Lenoir-Rhyne's back on top.
I think LR will trade the lead for the possession every day of the week.
McIntosh, she turns and drops it down. 18 for McIntosh.
So versatile. You have to defend her from 15 feet out. You can't just give her that cushion. She can kill you inside too.
Catawba back on top. Final 8 minutes of action here. Brooks has been held to 9. Demands the basketball. Harmon looking to set it up, sets the screen. Crooks is dangerous from that area. She's into double figures for the 26th time.
LR has sprung so many players free at the head of the key for open jump shots.
Thorne draws a foul on a 3-pointer. Gathers called for it, and Lyric Thorne's going to the charity stripe. Lanzadell is back in. That is a good sign for Lenoir-Rhyne. She had to be carried off the floor after she rolled up on a teammate on that left ankle. But she's back out there. 7:55 left, and Thorne a chance to give Catawba the lead back. A 3-time all-conference pick and this year's player of the year. Led the team in scoring, rebounds, assists, steals. And she drew the foul. Ties the game, and now puts Catawba ahead. Thorne was limited to just 5 points in the first half. She's now got 7 in half number 2. Tough to keep her down. Missed this one short. Wampler juggles, McIntosh clears. More second chance opportunities for Catawba.
Potential 4-point play here for the Indians.
Maybe 5 if Thorne wanted that 3. Downs thought about it, and Fields fouls it. Second team foul on Lenoir-Rhyne, and with the shot clock at 8, that gives Catawba 12 seconds back. 57-56. Catawba the top seed. Wampler dumps it down, right baseline. Ford wide open underneath, and if not for Crooks' deflection, would have been a Catawba led. Clutch defense from Crooks. Back and forth we go. We've seen 9 lead changes and 5 ties. Crooks galloping, misses the layup, Ford the rebound.
Really tough shot there for Crooks. Loved the ball fake to get a little bit of separation, just couldn't finish.
Catawba is plus 20 on the glass in the game. One-point Catawba margin. McIntyre gets triple teamed. Lansdale gets in there, and if not for that jump ball at the other end, it would have been LR ball, but that does reset it and give it back to Catawba. The Indians were a good rebounding team this year, 3rd in the league in offensive rebounding. Plus 5 margin on the glass overall for the season. That's been critical today. Thorne to the right block. That's a tough angle shot. Wampler a second chance, doesn't put it down. Point blank opportunity. Harmon, Crooks, just too far underneath the cup, otherwise would have given Lenoir-Rhyne the lead. Bears reset, then a slugfest in half number 2. Anderson awaits the winner in the championship bout. Game 2 of our quadruple header on semifinal Saturday. Stoll, 5 on the shot clock. Over McIntosh, clutch bucket from Stoll. She has a dozen, and LR's back on top. 58-57. Neither side is led by more than 3 in the second half. McIntosh goes to work, reverse layup this time. Catawba's back on top.
Get her the ball. She is unconscious right now for the Indians. 20 already.
3rd time she's had 20 in a game this season. That was a tough shot from Fields, but Crooks bails her out. Running a time on the shot clock, but Stoll triggers. Thorne rebound. Thorne wants to run. 2 defenders on her, and now LR gets all the way back. 1-point Catawba lead, winding towards the 5-minute mark. McIntosh, a lot of attention drawn to her. Wampler's left wide open. Wide left. Rebound to Stoll. That's number 7 for her. Crooks loses the ball out of bounds. Turnover number 8 for LR. There haven't been a lot, but that's a critical one.
That was the first of the half for the Bears, and a chance to take the lead. Gotta have ball security on the break there.
Tried to tap it down with that right hand instead of just gathering it. Catawba leads by a point, 59-58. Midway through the 4th quarter.
Remarkably few turnovers in this game, given these 2 teams seem to be defined by it.
Both teams forced greater than 20 per game this year. And here's a jump ball. Lansdale forces it again. Possession is going back to the Bears. Catawba leads by 1. We're taking a break. You're going to want to stick with us. Which team gets to the championship match? We'll answer that question for you when we come back. Catawba by 1 here in the 4th quarter.
In NCAA doors to open for me. For my future to have endless possibilities. To know I could become anything I wanted to be. Objection, Your Honor. I always wanted to say that. So whether I wanted to be a veterinarian, a high school teacher, let's turn to page 32, or a successful dentist, I knew LMU would help me get there. All I had to do was open the door.
Catawba leads by 1. 4:49 to go and a spot in the conference tournament championship game on the line. Lansdale just got a possession for LR, forcing the jump ball. And with Adam Cavalier, Michael Watrang, Andrew Rogers on the sideline, this has been a dandy here in the SAC semifinals. We've seen 11 lead changes, 5 ties. 8 of those lead changes have happened here in the second half. How does this one end? This has been as good as it gets. The first 2 times these teams have met in the conference tournament, it was decided by 4 and by 2. Harmon dribbles left, gives it to Hudson. Shot clock winds down to 10. Deflected ball. I think Catawba touched it last. It was 4 that got the piece, and the ball just trickled right in between the hand and the foot of Hudson.
Well, let's see. That was my inclination live.
Yeah,
Hudson whiffed on it.
6 on the shot clock. Down to 4 with Harmon in control. Teardrop up and in. 3-time all-conference member gives Lenoir-Rhyne the lead with 4:15 left. McIntosh has been the go-to player, number 25 in white. 20 points in the game. She's made 7 of 9. LR trying to answer her. They go inside. It takes a deflection. It trickles to the corner. 8 on the shot clock. Ford is left open. Her three-pointer's off. Wampler a rebound. She missed the putback. McIntosh another recycle. Thorne has it. Plenty of time on the shot clock after the reset. Catawba hasn't scored in over 2 minutes. McIntosh catches. Falls away. Puts it in. 22 for McIntosh. Catawba back in front.
That's just a one-woman wrecking crew. Let her go to work on the base of the zone. All there is to it.
McIntosh, so many answers in this one. 8 of 10 from the floor, nearing a double-double as well. Lenoir-Rhyne has been very methodical in their offense, and here's a foul whistle on Catawba. Interesting development happening here, too. In a one-point game, that's just the first foul on Catawba. There's been 2 fouls on LR. If one of these teams needs to foul late, that could certainly play an issue. And in the meeting on January 25th, Catawba had just 2 fouls with under a minute to go, and in essence lost the game because they didn't foul until too late with 1.7 seconds left. Both coaches do have 3 timeouts, though. Fields a deep jump shot. That goes down. She's 5 of 24 from three-point range. Not a good jump shooter, but hits that deuce, and LR's back in front. And now a foul whistled on the entry pass. Hudson commits her 4th. Stoll is coming back in. Hudson is coming out. So now the size differential. Stoll has played such good minutes. When she was at Coker, she was a point guard. She's been playing on the blocks right now for LR and done a great job. Downs. Offensive foul. Terrence McCutcheon does not like the call, and the Bears get the ball back with 2:49 left.
Not a lot of contact there.
Brooks did a good job of moving her feet and draws the charge. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. Does LR get back to a final for the first time since 2014? Or is it Catawba back into the last round for the first time since 2012? Stoll underneath the bucket. And LR has its largest lead of the second half at 3 with 2.5 to play.
Big moves by Stoll coming in place of Hudson in foul trouble.
Thorne misses a jump shot. Harmon the rebound. LR patient now offensively after looking to take advantage.
They've made 3 straight, and 2 of those 3 have been really tough shots. The head of the key jumper from Fields, and Stoll's moves inside.
The final 2 minutes of action. Harmon, teardrop, too strong. That's a shot she makes frequently. And with 1:50 to play, Catawba down 3. McIntosh was open, but Downs didn't take enough time to get it. Now 3 defenders swarm. Downs left open. She can hit it from out there. Too strong. Fields a running start. Down to the final 90 seconds of a 3-point game. Lenoir-Rhyne won the second meeting, 65-64. 15 on the shot clock. Crooks. Harmon. Another tough teardrop. This one too strong. Stole the last to touch it with 1:12 left. Timeout, Catawba. He 41-30. And wants to set this up. Well, Catawba has gone icy here at the wrong time. Indians have scored just 2 points in the last 4.5 minutes.
3 of 12 shooting in the fourth quarter for Catawba. And what was the difference maker for the Indians early? Offensive rebounding. It's still been there. Catawba with 6 offensive boards in the second half. But seconds and thirds haven't fallen. The old adage, you make 60% of your seconds, 80% of your thirds. That has not been the case for Catawba here in the second half. Lenoir-Rhyne has done a good job defending those offensive rebound chances.
19 of the last 21 points scored by Catawba have come from McIntosh and Thorne. A player other than McIntosh has not made a field goal in the last 11 game minutes. We know where the ball wants to go. Thorne with 13 points. It feels like she's due for a clutch shot for Catawba. 1:12 to go.
Well, Lenoir-Rhyne's certainly working to take away backing clock. Seen her try to establish position on the block and draw 2 or 3 defenders. Now Lars daring him to make a 3 on.
The officials are going to look at a play down on the corner about a possible elbow on a play down at the other end of the floor. On that last sequence, Catawba down to 2 timeouts. They're trying to track to find it.
They've got the Furman Exo system pulled up with the high cameras. We've got our broadcast feed tied into it too. But what they're looking at, I don't even recall seeing a moment. I don't know who. Could be a massive thing depending on who it's on. Massive if it is a flagrant elbow one way or the other, gives Catawba a chance for some free throws and a score with the clock stopped. LR to get a 2-possession lead with 72 seconds left. Either way you put it, if there is a flagrant elbow here, it could be a game breaker.
We're not seeing the angle that they're seeing, but they now are bringing in another eye to take a look at the play. Every official's gotten at least one look at this. 1:12 to go and a spot in the tournament championship game on the line.
It's a good crew. Chad Tucker, John Lassane, Chandler Durham. You don't work these games if you haven't shown some aptitude through the regular season.
I saw a head shake over at Terrence McCutcheon. They kind of shook their head and said there wasn't anything there, but now they haven't decided. And now they're going to have a conversation with the coaches about the call. So they do agree. No elbow on the play. Catawba will be charged with timeout. So I guess if there was an elbow, then Catawba would have held on to that timeout.
That's Terrence McCutcheon's opportunity to take a hand at this a little bit deeper. I'm curious to know if that is the timeout that he had already burned. The word from the officials is the old call stands, not enough to overturn it.
So 1:12 to go. Teams get a chance to reset there. But it's a 3-point ball game. Lenoir-Rhyne leads, looking to sting the upset of the top 20 team. Ford works to her right. The zone defense is frustrated to Lenoir-Rhyne so much, and Porter is called for an illegal screen.
Shuffle. Yeah, a little bit there.
Definitely a moving screen there from Porter. And we hit the 1 minute mark to go in the game. Lenoir-Rhyne's a very good free throw shooting team. Best in the league at 78%.
Have to have a stop here if you're Catawba.
LR 6 of 11 from the floor in the quarter. Crooks gallops, misses the shot, and a traveling violation whistle with 42 and a half seconds to go. And let's see, does Terrence McCutcheon want a timeout? He does. And he wants the ball to be on the far left sideline. It's a 30-second timeout. And they will advance the basketball into the front court. Well, the question now for Catawba, you got to go quick. They haven't scored in the last 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Can you get the ball inside to McIntosh quickly, or do you go with Thorne on a dribble drive? I think you'd like to go quickly because then you can play out a defensive possession as well and not have to worry about that.
Absolutely have to go quick, too. You haven't made your threes tonight. You're 4-21 from beyond the arc. Go quick, get the ball inside. You have elite inside scorers between McIntosh and Thorne, and McIntosh has been so efficient. Granted, Lenoir-Rhyne has done a really nice job here over the last 4 to 5 minutes of game action, preventing her from getting touches. And so, curious to know which way Terrence McCutcheon goes. Thorne, McIntosh, you go with Janiyah Downs.
Catawba's missed its last 8 3-pointers, to be accurate. 3-point game. It is Porter in the corner with 35 seconds to go. Porter again, dribbles left, gets into the lane, left hand running, layup is in. 31.6 left. They do have to foul now. Harmon has it in the backcourt, 1-point game. Not enough of a differential shots a game clock. Thorne will have to give the foul. They still haven't given it.
Not a foul.
And now they do. 18 and a half seconds. I mean, nearly 15 seconds came off the clock. Porter called for the foul. This is exactly what happened in the game on January 25th.
And you have a foul to give. I get, hey, force him to get it in the front court before you foul. See if you can get a steal in the back court. I get that. That's a lot of time off the clock.
Harmon catches it. She gets fouled. 85%. This is almost the identical situation on that January 25th game. Harmon went to the line for 2 foul shots. She missed both of them on January 25th in a 1-point game. It was 65-61, or 65-64 in that game. Today it's 64-64. Catawba with 17 seconds left has a timeout. Harmon's free throw is in. You know that she's thinking about that meeting just a little over a month ago. 65-63. Harmon to shoot a second. 17 seconds left. It's up there. Friendly roll. Timeout Catawba. They have no more left. It's a 3-point game. And now if you're the Indians, no timeouts left. You could go quick to get a deuce, try to force a foul, see if you can foul somebody other than a Harmon, see if you can get a miss. But then your problem is you have to get the ball up the court quickly.
Well, the other thing, too, Lenoir-Rhyne has been so good at making free throws. 10 of 12 this half. They've made all their free throws here this quarter. Tough situation either way. You want to go for Catawba. You shoot a 3, maybe go for an offensive rebound. Just 1 for 10 from beyond the arc in the second half. I don't envy the decision making that Terrence McCutcheon has to cope with here. Whether you get the ball to the rim, I do agree. You got to score quick. At least give yourself a chance. If you do miss, either get an offensive rebound and put back, or if Lenoir-Rhyne does possess it, to foul and have a chance to send them to the line, make some pressure free throws. I don't know that a 3 is the right answer for this Catawba team, given how they've shot it today. Downs is the only one to make multiples. Thorne and Porter are combined 2 of 10 from beyond the arc.
Last made 3-pointer for Catawba came at the 8:31 mark of the third. So here we go with 17.1 seconds to play. Downs inbound the basketball. 3-point game. The number 1 seed in the SAC on the ropes. Downs open for a second. 10 seconds left. Catawba's got to force one at this point. 7 and 6. Thorne a 3. Air ball. Out of bounds. Lenoir-Rhyne with 2.9 seconds to go. Looks like they will survive. 30-second timeout. Bears, they'll advance the ball to the front court and have a chance to put this game on ice. Well, I thought Downs on that initial catch had a chance to pull the trigger and get a pretty good look at it.
There was your moment. Janai Downs, right wing, sliver of daylight. It was well defended by LR. Good closeout. But she had just a teensy little moment where she needed to fire it up, and she didn't. That was a tough shot from Thorne ahead of the key. Not the shot that you're looking for to get the job done there. That's a prayer.
So with 2.9 seconds left, Catawba needs a miraculous moment. They need a steal and a heave to win it. Inbound coming from Lansadell. She's waiting, fires it to Crooks. She's fouled immediately with 2.3 seconds to go. And free throws from Crooks, who shoots it at 86%, the best free throw shooter on the team. Catawba has no timeouts left either.
No timeouts. I mean, you're looking at hoping that she misses both of these. You get the rebound and then you just fling it.
Crooks at the line. First free throw, seals it. Lenoir-Rhyne is going back to the tournament championship game for the first time since 2014. Crooks' second foul shot down. 5-point game, 2 seconds left. The league's player of the year grabs the basketball, dribbles to the front court, hoists up the three-pointer. Lenoir-Rhyne survives and advances in a second half that neither side led by 3 until the late free throws, and a game that had 14 lead changes and 5 ties. It's the Bears advancing to the title game. The 3-4 seeds out of the Piedmont will play for a trophy. Anderson and Lenoir-Rhyne in the title matchup.
How about the Bears? Free throw shooting wins. It did not make a single solitary field goal over the final 2:28 of the game. But between Harmon and Crooks, 2 elite free throw shooters, able to get the job done at the line and play strong enough defense to keep Catawba at bay. Might not matter for the Indians. With Wingate losing to Anderson in the semifinals, you have to think the Southeast Region tournament probably goes through Salisbury.
Yeah, you would think that they've done more than enough to do it. 2 double-digit losing streaks come to an end today, and Andrew Rogers standing by with Graham Smith with his post-game thoughts.
Thanks, Michael. Here. That incredible 5-point win. Coach, you split with them in the regular season. This one was
It took a lot of heart, a lot of pride, a lot of desire. It came down to defense, getting stops on defense, and then finishing plays with a rebound. We know that we can defend, and when we get stops without fouling and get the rebound, we're a great defensive team. And we did that the second half. They had some size on us, obviously, so it was tough down low, and they were crashing boards hard, but we did a great job fighting and battling, doing the best we could to get stops down the stretch.
offensively. I think 3, maybe 4 players in double figures. How important was that balance, and how important will it be throughout the rest of this tournament?
Yeah, it was huge for us, obviously. We know we're a very deep team, and so balance is something that we've preached all entire year. Keeping everyone, healthy is key for us, but as far as sharing the ball, moving the ball, passing up good shots for great shots, and just playing team basketball, and we did that tonight.
Back to the championship game. You're going to get Anderson for a 3rd time this year. You beat him in the first 2 meetings. What will it take to beat him a 3rd time?
It's going to take a heck of an effort. They're a great team. They're very well coached. They've been in this position before. We haven't in a long time. And so we're going to get some great rest tonight, recoup, go over to Scout, and be ready to prepare to battle tomorrow.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
It's Andrew Rogers with Graham Smith as Lenoir-Rhyne snaps Catawba's 10-game winning streak with a 68-63 victory. And now it's Lenoir-Rhyne and Anderson tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the Women's Championship. What a game that'll be. And this was a fun one to watch. Glad you tuned in with us. For our entire crew and my partner Adam Cavalier, that wraps up the women's semifinals. But we got 2 more games. Lincoln Memorial and UVA Wise on the men's side coming up here in, what time does it start, 5 or 5:30? 5. At about 30 minutes of time. So we'll have that action for you. The top seed, LMU, and the newcomer, UVA Wise, we'll have that tip-off for you coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll talk to you then. Again, the final score It is Lenoir-Rhyne 68 and Catawba 63. We'll talk to you again soon here on Flow Sports.
You can feel it as you approach. You can feel it from the mountains, from the river, from the front porches and the bike paths, from the bats and the balls, from the main streets and the not-so-main streets. You can't help but feel that it's different here, more refreshing here, so that after a few days here, you'll feel different too. Greenville, South Carolina. Truly the breath of fresh air you've been waiting for.